I bought this car in 2018, sold some bits off it, and then stored it in my grand's garage until last year, when I regretted selling all the parts to it and decided that I'd restore it. Let's have a look at some of the worst parts of this car, because there are some proper bad bits. Surface rust all over. These aren't the really bad bits, there's a lot worse than this. That's a bit of an issue. That's a bit of an issue. I think in here is the worst issue. That's not too healthy to me, that. Could do with a bit of looking at, I think. Underneath, I have no idea how it looks. Again, same on this side. I think there's a bit of silicone on that. But we'll gloss over it. On this side, probably a new door for the rear. That might come out with a bit of TLC. This wing's not too bad. Again, just some rusty patches, but I think every panel on this car does have it. The one thing I do regret doing is selling this piece that goes across here, this slam panel, bonnet cap bar, whatever you want to call it. But at the time, I was just going to parts the car out because I did have another one that was in a lot better condition. So, yeah, that now needs replacing, annoyingly. And it's not too bad under here. Believe it or not, this will run. And, well, it did run not too long ago. I'll try and start it up again if the battery's got any juice left in it. I've not really done anything to the car other than give it a bit of a clean. I've not really done anything to the car in the past year. Bought a house, so not been allowed to touch it. I'm trying to find some time to tinker with it and do bits. A bolt missing there. I've not took that out. That's new. I've got 2 headlights in the boot I managed to get cheap off Facebook. I'll show you the boot now. I've got a load of parts in there. Just bought little bits now and then over the past year. Some rust converter. Need a lot of that. Car might disintegrate if I use all that. Inside, this side's alright for the door, for rust. The other side has seen better days. This is going to be a right ball ache to fix, as I'm not a welder, I'm not a mechanic. I just like to tinker and mess about and buy tools. Hello. He's now structural. I think the floor's alright, but I've only got a driveway, so I hate getting under cars when you're only in a drive and you've only got some axle stands. I do have 4 now, so it should be a bit easier. Bit more rust there. I also got these wheels cheap off Facebook as well, seeing as the Steelies that it comes with and the tyres that are on it are absolutely knackered, and these were cheaper to buy these alloys with tyres than it was just to get new tyres. And they're alright, they'll do for now. Tyres keep air. Oh, that one doesn't do too well. The rest do. I think the back end's gone here as well because it keeps dropping on this side. And on the other side it's a lot higher. Looks a bit low there as well, but that's going to be one problem one day. I think to start with it'll be source one of these, get that back up so I can shut the bonnet, reattach the wings, put the headlights on, put the latch back on so I don't have to use a padlock and a thing so no one can get in it. Any more rust down there? I'm just spotting rust as I go along here. It'll work one day. Like I said, I just put this in my grand's garden for 5 years. Yeah. I never really touched it apart from took the odd part off it for my other car. I think I took the dash out maybe 5 years ago. No idea where all the bolts are for it. There's a couple here and there. But I think I'll need a few more than that. That was broke when I bought it. I had to snap it off because it didn't come with a key. And then this one I did buy and install just to see if the car would work is an automatic one. And I've got a manual car, so it's the wrong one. And it does cause an issue because every time I put the key in, which I'll show you now, I'll just try and take it out, it gets stuck. So what you have to do is, this hole down here, there's like a little spring release in it, and that enables you to take the key back out. So I don't think I can bypass that. It looks like something screws in, and if you do screw a bolt in it to press it, the key won't go in once you took it back out of you, and it needs to like ping back off. And that wire usually go down in there to the automatic gearbox or shifter. So I think I'll need to buy a new one of them. We'll see if the car starts while we're here, because it should start, but it runs really rough. I think the dashboard's resting on that. Oh no, it stopped. Right, we'll try it. It starts fine, and then it really doesn't like it. This is a lot better than normal. It usually wants to cut out and gets just on the cusp of cutting out. Probably because it was colder last time I tried it and it's bloody boiling today. Which one is it? She does run a lot better. There we go. Once she's warmed up, she does run a hell of a lot better. She has done 204,000 miles though, and I'm trying to look for the instrument cluster here. Look at that. No smoke, just I don't think it's connected. Oh, there it is. It's back there. And this does line up with the MOT. 203,073. I have no idea where to start with this car. I think starting anywhere would be the right place to start. But I don't know whether to jack it up, put it on axle stands, take the subframes off, sort all them out, start from the bottom and work my way up basically. Do I look at the engine first? Do I make sure that's actually going to do another 200,000 miles? Or to the MOT station? I don't know what the problem is with that. I'm not sure if it's the cold start valve. I have took that off and cleaned it. Didn't do anything. Maybe I need a new one of them. Whether it's not getting fuel. I have read online that under here is the can you see it? Yeah, just back there in the middle of the screen, where you've got your fuel pump, your fuel filter and your fuel reservoir. No, can't remember the name of it now. That could be an issue as to why it's running rough, that it doesn't get enough fuel in it to readily supply the engine, I think, even though I don't have a clue what I'm talking about. They seem quite expensive, so it might be that, if it's a bit of a sought after part. I have no idea why it sits so high at the front compared to the back. I do know they do sit high, and I think in this corner, even though you can't see it from here, can I put my phone in? I think this might have a new spring on this corner. Maybe both do. When I got the car, I'll show you a picture now. Both front springs were broke, so to like move it a bit more easily, because I did have to put my mum and dad's drive to start with, to me grand's. I needed to replace both of them, and the proper heifers of springs. I had to buy, well, I did end up buying that special Mercedes kit just to get them off, because I'd never done anything like that before, and the cheap spring clamps I got scared me. You can just see one under there now. That looks very, very new. So I'm pretty sure I'll replace that side, but I can't remember if I did both. The back may have gone now, and that might be why it's a bit lower at the back. But they do have a weird stance, and I would like to lower it and have it as a bit of a typical lowered, different alloys car, like every lad has. But do you modify before you fix? Probably not. But yeah, fix it first, and because it'll need new springs and shocks, that's the mods. But yeah, I have no idea I'm gonna get that out. That's a proper dent, and it's solid. I like to try and do everything myself. It'll probably need it will need a full new spray. Did think about wrapping it, but I'd still have to sort out all the body and do all the prep work, and yeah, I'd probably better off just spraying it by then. I'm toying with the ideas to do the Evo 2 rep. Always love that car, hence why I have this car. But the body kits for those are a lot more than this car. They're very expensive, and I got this car very cheap off eBay, and decided to drive down to Teignmouth and back, which is about 5-6 hours drive in a day, to pick it up at 11 at night in the dark. That's a story for another day.